Hey, my name is Scott Hassey. I'm the founder of Healthy Velo, and I want to show you guys exactly how our remote program is helping guys add at least 4 miles per hour on average and as much as 12 miles per hour. Just real quick, I want to make sure you're in the right place and talk about who this program is first for. Number one, your velocity is stuck or you need a plan to stay healthy. This is also for you if you are watching pitching videos on YouTube while others just scroll social media and play video games. This is for you if you are looking for something completely different than what anyone is doing, and that it's going to be a program plan that's customized to you. This is also for you if you value health over everything else. And then lastly, if you're more driven and motivated than anyone around you and you're already going after your dreams, this program is going to be for you. And if that sounds like you, then stay until the end of this video, because what I'm going to show you guys, we're going to do a breakdown. Never before seen video anywhere online. Literally no one on earth is talking about this. And over the last year, I shared it with over 400 people individually, and not one person said that they have ever heard the third thing that I'm going to share on that video breakdown. There's 3 things, so you've got to stay tuned to the end. All right, who's this program not for? Real quick, if you want the next best weighted ball or run and gun pull down program like everyone else is doing, this isn't for you. If you want to do a bunch of hip and shoulder separation drills, this program is not for you. And if you want to spend 1 to 3 hours a day working on a magical mobility, range of motion, and stretching routine, it's not for you. And then lastly, if you want it to be fast and easy with no hard work, this program is not going to be for you. I really want to talk to you guys about this brand new source of velocity. Cues like use your legs, lead leg block, get out in front, hip and shoulder separation, follow through, stay close, get on top, etc. All those things were either wrong altogether historically because slow motion video didn't exist and we didn't know what we were looking at, or they completely ignored the source of all of those things. If you look at your hips and your shoulders, if you look at your arms, you look at your head, and we're doing all these cues and different things to try and put them in different positions, but every single one of those positions originates and attaches to the spine. Wherever the spine is and however it is positioned is going to completely dictate everything you do from a mechanical and a movement standpoint. That's why everything we do is health first and spine dominant. We start with the spine, and there's no one in the world that is doing this. We take a pretty simple 3-step process. Number one, we assess your spine to see what it looks like, and then we see how your hips look like and how those two interact, because how your hips are oriented and how your spine is going to completely determine and dictate how you perform every single one of your drills. Even if it's a drill you've done before, if your hip anatomy, spine anatomy is different than someone else, then you should be doing those drills different than those people. And then we also have you track a daily wellness score. We call it our HV wellness score, to look at how those numbers are tracking, because if you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to perform at your best. Second, we look at the drills. So you're going to get your drills, you're going to get your workouts, you're going to get the custom plan for your schedule so that you know what to do, when to do it, and at what intensity. And that makes all the difference. You don't have to be searching online anymore. You don't have to go Google and YouTube and TikTok and scroll and find this and kind of piece your own program together. You finally have a program that's yours and that's actually going to work, because it's based off of 16 years, 1,100 guys of actual real coaching, not just a couple of videos that I threw together that my coach taught me a couple of years ago. And then lastly, we're going to unlock the secret to more velocity and less injury. And I'm going to show you the exact 3 steps that we use to break down guys' mechanics, starting with the foot, then the arm, and then how the arm interacts with the lead leg. And that's the third piece. And that's the one I want you to watch. Make sure you watch it. You might want to rewatch it, because this is going to unlock where all your velocity is, where potential injuries might come or might have come from this video no one is talking about anywhere. And this is the crux. This is the foundation from a movement and mechanics standpoint of how we're able to get guys so routinely and consistently adding an average of 4 miles per hour in as little as 90 days, for some guys like Darius in a month, or some guys like Caleb in just a day. Guys, this is crazy. In the last year, I talked to over 400 different athletes, in addition to the thousands of people that we share videos with online every single day. And that's tens of thousands of people. It's nuts. And no one has seen what I'm going to show you. There's 3 different things I want to talk to you about, all starting with the foot here. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first piece is going to be the foot. The second piece is going to be the arm at this point here. And then we're also going to look at what the front leg is doing as well. So let's go ahead and zoom back in at the foot. The reason we're starting at the feet is because it's a huge indication of what is going on and what's going to happen with the rest of your pitching mechanics. So if we want to key in here on your back foot, I want to see 2 things. Number one, like this video of Bauer right here, I want to see that there is just no movement in that back foot. Like if you were to just hit pause, it's like the back foot doesn't move at all. So that's the first thing. And you can see with this athlete right there, just like a back squat and a barbell back squat, we want that foot to be as quiet and still as possible. The more that this foot can be still and strong and not have any movement, the more stable you're going to feel, the more powerful you can be, the more that as you move down the mound, you'll be able to be explosive. And the reason that it's still is because you've got center of gravity. You've got all the way into the middle of your foot. So this athlete over here, there's some movement going on. The lack of stability is pretty apparent in this video. And the reason I chose this guy is because he was about 78 to 81 in this video, and we've got him up to 93, almost 94 now. Big indication right here, right away. We want you to be as stable as possible. The next thing is, if you're stable, well, then you'll be able to be in control. If you're in control, you'll be able to rotate, just like when the diameter of the basketball is straight up and down, it's going to rotate really, really easily and effortlessly. The same thing happens when the back foot is stable. So it's more powerful, it can rotate more easily. And then you'll see next, when Bauer goes down the mound, you'll actually see, check this out, his ankle actually roll over and his foot is still flat. So he's maintained that center of gravity. Now let's go check out this guy. Again, this is old footage. You'll actually see him get into his toe here. So his entire weight is shifted this way. If you could imagine doing a back squat in your toes, you're just not as powerful. So if you're losing your power, if you're losing your stability or command, if you're not able to get into your back leg as much, there's a really good indication or opportunity here in your back foot, and that could be a gigantic spot for more velocity. The next piece we look at is we're going to look at the arm when it gets upright. So when it's facing to the sky, so a lot of people have been taught, you know, to be at or inside of 90 degrees, so that's there. But if you look at when the arm is up, beforehand it's not up yet, but now the ball or the hand is straight up to the sky, we're looking to see where that is, and you guys can see that if you take this bone and point it back, it goes right towards second base. Now we want to see if we can get guys to have their chest back more, like in this video here of DeGrom. The longer you keep the chest back towards second, the more you allow for this arm, this forearm, to come up right here behind the head. So if you think about like a rubber band, the further we can pull the arm back, the further the arm goes back, the more potential velocity you have. That's an indication here, and a huge opportunity for this guy back before he worked with us. And that's one thing that he worked on was getting getting the chest and the spine back so the arm could flip up back here, because that's going to allow him to throw a lot harder. And lastly, we're looking at the front leg. So check out when Verlander's leg stops moving, about right here. There's no more movement of that front leg. It just stays put and then goes back. So there's no more forward movement. So if you go back to here, you can see that front leg is just staying still, and then the arm is up. So he's still back there. So with one of the newer guys in our program here, we're looking to see when his front leg stops moving, which is about right here. Now the front leg has moved, and you can see he's already forward, and then this arm has already started coming around. You can see the arm is now pointing probably towards about shortstop, and the arm has already started to go back. So now he's got this small window right here of time where there's going to be tension on his joints, and we can't avoid tension on our joints. So if you guys want to think about, if you've ever rolled your ankle, an ankle roll happens very, very fast. And the reason that your ankle gets hurt, the reason that you hurt your ankle, you know, when you're playing basketball or something, is not because of the amount of stress that is on the ankle. It's because of how fast and how small of a window that ankle sprain happens. So there's a ton of stress on this ankle, not when you're pitching, but if you think about rolling your ankle in basketball, there's a ton of stress in a really, really, really small window. And this is why injuries happen. The mind and the body don't have enough time to protect that joint. And so when the mind doesn't have enough time, the body doesn't have enough time, and that joint is under a ton of stress, injury happens. We're looking to give our bodies as much time as possible. If you imagine this is a clock, trying to give as much time as possible to control the stress. If you look at this athlete over here, when that leg really starts to firm up, right about here, he's got from here to release for the body and mind to protect those joints. Whereas Verlander's back here, and he's got all this time. So he's got more time to protect the elbow and the shoulder. And the more time you have, the more protective your shoulder or the more protected your shoulder and elbow will be. The reason the injuries happen is because guys get and land in this position where the stress starts here, and then they've only got this small window of time, boom, right there. And then all that stress happened in that short window. Whereas Verlander's got all that time. He's got much more time to control the stress on his elbow and his shoulder. So a lot of guys that end up getting hurt, they just have all that stress in a really small window. So the stress, like for Verlander, is just very gradual. The stress on this guy's shoulder and elbow is a lot quicker. So it's in that stress window. If we look at it in a color, if the stress window is like this, you've got all that time to control the stress. If it's like this, you don't have a lot of time to control the stress on the joint, and that's why guys get hurt. So we will actually get guys to increase their velocity because we get them more time to control the stress on their elbow and the shoulder, and let the mind feel good about how the stress is going to be controlled.